Really quick video on my shit, Gina. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to do an updated video on the diverticulitis because y'all, I get so many questions. I mean, the diverticulitis videos are literally some of my most interacted with. Like when I look at my analytics, it's at the moment, I believe it's trending. It's getting the most views, the most interaction and all that kind of stuff because so many people are dealing with it. So I just wanted to let you know, I think it's been about a year and a half since my regimen changed. I have had diverticulitis. I know it's diverticulosis, and unless you're in an attack, when you're in an attack, then it's called diverticulitis. But just in general, it's diverticulosis. I always call it diverticulitis. So there's that. But I've known I've had it. I've only known I've had it since like my late 30s. But I know, once I learned that I had it, I had been dealing with it since my 20s. I am 55 now, and it's been a journey, y'all. For a lot of years, I just avoided seeds, nuts, popcorn, anything like that. And that really worked for me. I just rarely had an attack every few years. Then as I got older, I had some health issues that led me to have to start taking some medicines that, make me constipated. I personally, as a person, I don't drink that much fluid. So I've always struggled with constipation as it is. So with that, with the taking the medicines on top of it, made it worse. I also went on a low carb diet, and that made it, even worse. So it was like one thing after another just kept piling up, and it just started getting worse and worse and worse. And it got to the point where I literally could not get out of an attack. I had limited my foods to barely nothing. Like I wouldn't eat bread because I felt like that was causing it. I know now that bread makes me constipated. So it was the constipation, not the diverticulitis, that I had been dealing with. And I had always taken the antibiotic, which for me was Flagyl, to fix an attack. That worked just fine, but the antibiotics were really hard on my system. I mean, it literally knocked me off my feet for a good week. They made me real sleepy. I don't know. And honestly, they probably kind of tore my stomach up too, which is kind of what fixed the constipation. Once I would get an attack, I believe personally what happens for me, I would get a blockage. That blockage would then become infected, and it would be a diverticulitis attack. I had managed it through my diet just by restricting certain foods, and that worked. I was struggling. I had, done the keto diet. Like I had been struggling for a few years, and the keto diet really made it worse. So I went in search of a way to treat mine without having to, or hopefully trying to not use the antibiotics. And I found that I could use apple cider vinegar. I use Bragg's with the mother. That's very important that it has the mother. That's what makes it work so well. That works great. I have not had antibiotics for an attack in probably about 3 years at this point. And I love that because, like I said, the antibiotics are just really hard on my system. The apple cider vinegar works great. I can't choke that stuff down. The taste is out of this world. I know a lot of people have asked. I do a shot glass, which is 3 tablespoons. I would drink a shot glass in the morning, and I wouldn't eat all day long. I would drink, try to drink plenty. And then if it was a really kind of bad attack or I hadn't caught it, in time, I would do another shot glass for the second morning, a shot glass full, and I just shot it just like a shot. I don't dilute it, which you can. I mean, it's however you want to do. If you want to dilute it and drink a whole glass like that, I just can't stand that taste. So I just shot it and got it over with. There were a few times that I had to go ahead and do a third morning, but usually just 2 mornings would fix it for me. So I was using the apple cider vinegar with the mother to, clear out my attacks, and it was working wonderfully, y'all. That really was like a game changer for me because it made my guts healthier, which I now know that we need to eat fermented foods, like kimchi, kombucha, anything with the vinegar like the mother, the vinegar with the mother. Anyway, that's very helpful for our guts. I don't like those kind of things, but I know now that it makes your guts much healthier. Well, I thought since I couldn't choke it down, I would take the apple cider vinegar capsules. I found those and I started taking those and I was doing pretty good. And then I had the worst attack. What I did not know, I know this now, what I did not know is when you take capsules, you need to really drink a lot of fluid to, for one, dissolve that capsule to make it work, and so that it doesn't, cause constipation. Well, what I had done was I had really caused myself terrible constipation by taking the capsules, because I do not drink very much fluid ever. Like, I have never in my whole life, because too much like liquid in my stomach makes me feel nauseous, which is probably what led to my initial trouble with constipation. It's been a journey, y'all. So I ended up going to the doctor. I had not pooped in about a month, and he had never seen me before. I walk in, or he walks in and says, I don't think diverticulitis is your problem. I think constipation is your problem. And, instantly I was like, oh God, here we go. Because for all these years, y'all, I cannot tell you how many times I had been to the doctor and they blamed it on my weight. My weight. Now, I get a poor diet, leads to constipation or whatever. But I remember telling one of the nurses, they said that, she said, you need to get in here and let us talk to you about your weight. Well, at that time, I couldn't pass gas whatsoever. Whatever this was happening, when the attack would happen, I couldn't pass gas because there was a blockage. Anyway, it's just been a journey. It's been very frustrating. So I got myself in trouble with the apple cider vinegar capsules. I would not have had that trouble had I stuck with the liquid. So anyway, he told me to take Miralax, and that was it. That was his solution for me, y'all. I don't know why I had never thought about that. I think part of it is because the label says not to do this for more than 7 days. And I did ask the doctor about that, and he said, well, that's because we don't want you to have an underlying condition and you're using a laxative to combat it instead of knowing what the problem is. So guys, please don't do that. If you have issues, go to the doctor, get a colonoscopy, know that you don't have, God forbid, colon cancer. I had mine done. I have 4 of the diverticular pockets and no cancer, thank goodness. And so I started on the Miralax. Now, he had me take it twice a day, like in the beginning, just to get myself going. And you do go. Like, I ended up, I've played around with how much to take. Right now, I take a dose on Wednesday and a dose on Sunday. And for me, that's like the perfect middle of the road. If you take this, if I took it every day, y'all, I don't want to poop 5 times a day. I just don't. Maybe that's crazy. It would be like, this is like, I've never thought I would be talking about my pooping habits, period, but especially not to strangers on the internet, but here I am. It would make me go like just a little bit, about 5 or 6 times a day. Well, I don't want to do that. I've mentioned this in the other videos. I'm a one and done kind of girl. I want to get up, poop, and take my shower, and I don't want to be dirty. Like, I don't want to me, that makes me like not feel clean. Anyway, so I take it on Wednesday and on Sunday. That is perfection for me, y'all. I have not had not one inkling of an attack. And not only have I not had any attacks, guys, I had avoided popcorn for about 20-25 years when I, started taking this. Now, I eat popcorn every single day. I eat nuts. I literally eat like anything I want. Anything I want. I don't limit anything. I keep myself regular with Miralax. That's the only thing. That's how I combat my diverticulitis. And my guts have never been healthier because I'm going regular. Anyway, that is it, guys. It changed my life. And I know that sounds like, dramatic or whatever, but it literally changed my life. When you're living in the midst of a diverticulitis attack every single day, it is pure hell. And just by getting myself regular and taking Miralax, I'm not sponsored by them, but Miralax, if you want to sponsor me, call me. I'm just kidding. Anyway, Miralax changed my life. I have not had any attacks, not even like soreness. Like before, you know, like when it was leading up to it, if I paid attention, I would feel the soreness getting started, you know. Well, anyway, I limit no foods. I eat everything I want. I take my Miralax 2 times a week. And that's it, guys. It has changed my life. I do not have diverticulitis attacks. It's been about, I think at this point, about a year and a half since I had that colonoscopy and started the Miralax routine. It has been just that easy for me, guys. I think maybe the apple cider vinegar kind of got my guts in a more healthy state, which has been great, you know, all the way around. And then adding the Miralax just like finished it off for me. It's totally, I don't want to say fixed, because I still have the diverticular pockets, and you can have surgery and have those, you know, repaired, but I don't want surgery because I know for me, I feel like it would just start a whole other set of problems. Like I know I make a lot of scar tissue, and I think I would it would become constricted, you know, where I had the surgery. And then you would just, you know, have another set of problems, and I didn't want that. So I wanted to go about it as naturally as I could, and that's what I've done. I started with apple cider vinegar with the mother, and now I do Miralax. I got my guts healthy, and yeah, life is grand. It has been very interesting to me to see just how many of us deal with this. It's a lot of us, guys. It is a lot of us, and it is miserable. So I hope any of this information I've shared that you find helpful, and it will work in your journey with your diverticular disease. But yeah, that's what I've done, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'm going to put all these videos into one playlist. I'm going to put all of my diverticulitis videos into one playlist, so that if anybody clicks on one of these videos, they'll have, you know, all of them. There's only like 3 or 4 in a playlist, so that you can see them all. But yeah, that's it, guys. That's what I do for my diverticulitis. I hope you can find your sweet spot with yours, and it not be such a problem, because I know it's miserable, it's painful, it's stressful, all those things. So thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.